Maybach music.
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. Automatic weapons on the floor, but who can you call? My down, one who live out. I'm burning purple flowers, it's burning my chest. I bury the most cash and burning the rest. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work. I'm so sophisticated, to get a verse from me, you gotta be initiated.
Yes, sir. Big up. Good morning, nice and decent people. Good afternoon, wherever you are watching from. I always will lead with good morning because it's early. I just rise. Just get up. Just forward into the day. Big up to every single one of you locked in. Listen, people. Champions League 2025-2026 it kicks off today. Arsenal kicks it off. I think Arsenal has the first kick of the ball along with another who is it? Arsenal, PSV Eindhoven. Yeah. So it's the Arsenal kickoff day, and it's a mad one because every single one of the Arsenal fan base are confident. I'm hearing 6-7-0. I'm like, damn, I thought I was putting out chest with a 3. I said a 3-0 to the Arsenal yesterday on Saad's Football Corner. But the big question is, what will the lineup go? What is the lineup going to be? Very curious to see what the lineup is going to be because a lot has been said about rotation, right? Rotation. And I'm like, okay. This is what FootMob has, people. This is what FootMob has listed as the most probable lineup. And they have been pretty spot on this year with their lineups. They even got the Liverpool debacle wrong with Moreno in the midfield. I don't know how, but they did. So if you're not looking at the screen, it is Eze, Gyökeres, Madueke, same front line. Then we have Rice, Zubimendi, Mikel Moreno in the midfield. I'm like, really? He's going to do that again? Or Ethan is going to go in there and do Ethan things. We don't think Ethan can cook in Europe. I think Mikel can as well, but that's the midfield 3. The Liverpool midfield 3. That's what they'll be forever known as from now on. And then at left back, Skelly comes in for Calafiori, Gabriel Mosquera, and Urian Timber. How do we feel about that lineup, people? How do we feel about that? Before I give my thoughts on the lineup, let me big up to the boss of the chat, man like E. Ross. I think this is the very, very first time E. Ross was the first comment in the chat. That's why I led with the music. So, brother E. Ross, if you pop back in here and you don't hear the music, it's because I've played it to begin the stream. So big you up every single time. Big up to Brett May, 5:45 kickoff, British Standard Time. We see what the Arsenal have for Bilbao. Big up to Sabi, the First Lady of BBK Sports. Hope you are good. Dr. Seymour Bus, what you saying, my bro? Hope you are well. Bean and Toe said, big up BBK, my second Arsenal favorite streamer. Hey, man, I'm glad I made the list. Bean on Toast, I'm glad I made the list, Beans on Toast. Big up to you every single time. Big up to whoever is first. Big up to you, my bro. Hope you are good. When I was in the British Army, if you were 5 minutes early, you were late. Typical Yanks. Yeah. If you're 5 minutes late, how does it go? If you are 10 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're 10 minutes late. That's how it used to go. Yeah. See, the thing is, Brett, I'm in retirement mode, and this is not work. You know, I have never, ever been late for work. This is not work. This is actually fun. So I can do it with a smile on my face. Big up to the Latvian Guna. Hope you are well. BBK dropping tracks and views is getting copyrighted. There's a way to do it, my brother. There's a way. You have to perfect it. And I'm doing some Chelsea things. There's the loophole. The loopholes. You have to find them. Yeah. A little bit of sound effects, a little bit of clips here and there, but you have to. Yeah, won't give the secrets away because I don't want anyone to steal my thunder for brother E. Ross. Big up every single time with the intro. Mad! Big up to Wahaha, our resident United fan. Hope you are well, my bro. And we got the Italian mob boss with you. Big up to you every single time, Gianni. What's wrong with Purple Flowers? They're good. Purple Flowers give you that purple haze, my brother. Big up to Wahaha. Big up to BBK. Big up to Lynch. Hope you are good, my guy. Big game today. Champions League is back in full effect. Yes, sir. I hope that's not the midfield. Nah, I hope Ethan plays. I'm not gonna lie. I actually hope Ethan plays, but Foot Mob's been 4 for 4 so far with even the preseason lineups they got right. You know, so yeah, I really would like to see Ethan in there still. I can't believe we have the talent to roll over Bilbao. Just gotta do it like Nike. Do it like Nike. Boss, you mean the Benteke of the chat? Very first time for sure. Yeah, man. Big up to you, E-Ross. Big up to Luke. Luke Chapman says, I have a Northampton Town scarf. Rare find in 1998 Wembley second division playoff final. Wow. Collector's item, yeah? Big up to Luke Chapman, man. Big up to you, my bro. Hope you are good. Latvian Guna with the slander on E-Ross. Not a great lineup today, says Dr. Seymour Ross. Rather see Rice if we don't have to play him. Rather not see Rice if we don't have to play him. Yeah, I think Rice starts today, though, still. I think he rested against Forest, came on and got what? Got about 20, 25 minutes in the legs. I think he's ready to go today. And if you are late, you are forgotten. If you're late, you miss movement. But the thing is, we have this policy in this army called hurry up and wait. Right? So if you gotta, like for example, whenever we do our airborne operations, let me remove this. Whenever we do our jumps, if the takeoff time, if the TOT for the jump is 12 o'clock, you know, showtime is 8. So even if you are late, you know, you're not gonna miss the damn aircraft. Big up the Rasta Stacks, man. Them, I need a reason. I need a person I could make thumbnails. There's a guy named Dio from Banter on the Pitch. He's the one who makes all the thumbnails for Catch Up, but I think he does a couple for Never a Foul. We're good at that. I just use Canva, bro. I just use Canva, and you know, I'm not real big into making the thumbnails catchy and provocative and all that. But yeah, I think TKA Talks Ball makes some great thumbnails as well, so you can hit him up. But you know, it's one of them ones. I said just do it like Shia LaBeouf. That's the guy from the Transformer movies, yeah? Big up to Jordan Hyman, resident Liverpool fan. Manners and respect. I want to see MLS in the midfield. Yeah, I think we'll see MLS in the midfield when we get to those that match week 6 in the league in the league phase play. That's what they call it, right? The league phase play. I think we'll see him around then. Whenever we hit 16 points, 18 or so, we're safe. And I think 16 to 18 points gets you in the top 8, and then that's what we have to do. We have to avoid any kind of playoff. I don't want to see none of that. E-Ross and I want to see Mikhail Sack. Not happening either. Canva to the glory. Yeah, Canva. I don't, you know what? And I haven't even dug deep in the Canva. I'm on the surface. I'm pretty sure there is much more stuff you can do with Canva, because I've guys who told me like Putti Judgmo, he uses Canva, but the thumbnails he makes are spectacular. You know, so I don't know if he has like the pro version of Canva or a different version that I have, but his thumbnails are, you know, ridiculously good. I use Canva, make my thumbnails. Hey, there you go, Rasta Stocks. Rasta Stocks, Jordan. Yardman to Yardman. United fan to a Liverpool fan. Man, them can link up and do the thumbnail exchange. In? Yeah. All right. Uh-oh. Is that true? Is that true, people? We got breaking news. Breaking news. Robert Redford is no longer with us. He's been unalived. He passed away peacefully. Don't know what the story is. Fill us in, Wahaha. Fill us in while I dive into my monologue of what the topic of talk yesterday was that kind of annoyed me a little bit, right? Now, yesterday on Saad's Football Corner, we talked about this lineup thing. I mean, the predictions and how many Arsenal is going to put past Bilbao. One of the huge talking points was rotation. Man is saying, Brother Hooks, I swear, you know, I love Halftime Hooks. He's a great guy, right? Halftime Hooks is a fantastic content creator. But this is the thing with Hooks. when Hooks is on halftime Hooks by himself and he's doing his own streams, halftime Hooks is calm, he's level-headed, and he's sensible. But whenever halftime Hooks goes on a panel, it doesn't even have to be a panel of rivals. It could be a panel of Arsenal fans, like it was yesterday. It was 6 Arsenal fans on the panel yesterday. But whenever he goes on the panel, he turns into prime Egal, bro. Sometimes he goes too far. He goes further. He makes statements that Egal don't even make. You know, and then man will sit there in the podcast and say, I don't want to get carried away, you know, or Arsenal fans are getting carried away, saying the masses are getting carried away. Then he proceeds to make wild statements and get carried away. It's kind of like when someone says, you know, I don't mean to get in your business, but then proceeds to get in your business. You know, so one of the things that, you know, we have the best squad. That's what he said. Double down on that. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, that's debatable. We can agree on that. But when he said Gyökeres is better than Isak and has a better conversion rate than Haaland, I'm like, oh, Jesus. And then the conversation took a turn where it got into like a combined 11 when he said the only players he's taken from Liverpool, or the only players from Liverpool that's better than our starting 11, Alisson and Van Dijk. I'm like, did Mo Salah stop playing football? Then he's like, oh, and Mo Salah hasn't been Mo Salah. I'm like, okay, he's gonna click at some point, because you're saying that our players are gonna click, but you don't keep that same energy for Verts. You're ready to write off Verts right now, you know. So, but the rotation thing, right? Yeah, 89. Oh man, that's a pretty good one. Isn't it? He did good. That's a good stretch. Making statements that would make Egal look blush is crazy work. Right, that man turns into prime Egal on a panel. No, wow, on his own channel. When he's on his own, when he's doing solo streams like this, which is where, and I think part of it is why he gets invited onto so many channels. One, he makes great content, but when he makes great clickbait, you know, whenever he's on Never a File, and he's easy to get drawn out, you know, because I'm like, bro, if we're doing there are quite a few Liverpool players that get into our team. I'm taking Van Dijk. When men made it sound like it's close between Raya and Alisson, I'm like, brother, let's not do this. Please, we can't. It's clear. Raya is nowhere near Alisson. Alisson starts for us. You know, Van Dijk is better than Saliba. He's old. I don't think I would trade Saliba for Van Dijk because of their age. But Van Dijk is who he is. He gets into our team. So does Gravenberch. Gravenberch gets into our team. Isak gets into our team. I would, yes, I'm saying it. I would trade Gyökeres for Isak. I don't know how we went from we would love Isak in our team. We should have signed Isak whenever we signed Havertz. All of a sudden we have Gyökeres and he's better than Isak. No, he's not. No, he's not. Yeah. Matter of fact, I will say the players from Arsenal that get into 11, if we go head-to-head with Liverpool, are Gabriel, Timber, Eze, Eze gets in, whether he's on the left wing or he's in the 10. Eze gets in. Eze gets in, Gabriel gets in, Timber gets in, and whoever we have at left back, because I don't rate any of their left backs. Robertson is old and Kirk is in it. You know, so when we say we have the best squad in the league, okay, cool. Lynn says Rice gets in, cool. I won't argue with that. But I rate Gravenberch highly. You know, so but I kind of like the energy that's being put out right now when it's okay, we have the best squad, have the best 11, have the best striker. So what's the problem? Now we have to win, innit? We have to win. You know, you can't start the stream saying, you know, you're not Arteta has lost your trust, and then, you know, proceeds to the entire stream defend everything that he does with the lineups and the injuries and all that stuff. You know, big up to Cooper in the building. Big up to Cooper. You are good, man. Goated. Cooper is goated. Now, this apologize to Madueke thing has, yeah. Now, unfortunately, I won't, make their private messages public. How many people have messaged me, apologize to Madueke. I'm like, off 2 games. Off 2 games. I guess man has watched the stream and they have seen how many times I used to put up the Madueke. I think I even deleted it now. The Madueke thing with him on the left side, right? Apologize to Madueke. No. There's nothing to apologize. So here's the thing, right? Last year in August, we're in September. I don't think Madueke has scored any goals for us. Yes, he's played fantastic for the past 2 games. Yes, I'll give him that. Big him up. He's an Arsenal player. I am a fan, right? But we're in September and he hasn't scored a goal for us yet. Cool, but he's playing well. Last year in August, so earlier in the season, last month of 2024, he scored a hat trick against Wolves, a hat trick, and finished the season with 7 Premier League goals. So if you score a hat trick in August, Premier League season ends in May. August till May is damn near 9 months. So in 9 months of football, he mustered up 9 goals. And here's the difference between us and them, right? Here's the difference between us and the apologize to Nani Madueke merchant, Ross, is when Nani Madueke, should he start to stink up the place, none of us are going to go over there and say, apologize to us. Because we don't do that. It's not an agenda. It's barely looking at past performance to predict future potential. This is not a football thing. This is in all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where it's too loud. The apologize to Madueke thing is too loud because it creates the impression that we were just saying no to Madueke without any reason, the quadruple one in the beginning of last season still get. He said that. He said this, because I haven't even heard this one. so and then what? I stand by my statement, and I might even have to backtrack and agree with Wahaha here and say Hooks is level-headed if he's gonna say shit like this. Because I've even said Liverpool fans are no longer allowed to say quadruple, because every time they say the Q word, their entire season fall off the rails. Last time I seen his stream pop up, it was like something like Arteta unlock Patrick Marino. Yeah, he has said that as well. Damn, you're making a hell of a case here, Wahaha. I'm not gonna lie. You are making a hell of a lot of a case here for against me for my defense and Hooks being level-headed still. Italian zucchini over Kirkes, not sure. or Skelly. Kirkes has been put on his ass. Like Calafiore has 4 good performances this year. Kirkes hasn't been great. He's been hooked in 30 minutes against Burnley. So I am sure that being good. I'm gonna double down on that. No matter how bad Calafiore is, he is not getting hooked in 30 minutes against Burnley. Kirkes is, I don't know if the shirt's too heavy for him or he's trying to prove something at Liverpool, but he does not start the next Premier League game. Robertson starts now. How do you think Gyökeres has started at Arsenal? I think he's great. 3 and 4. Any other striker and every fan base would be creaming their pants. I'm pretty sure if Sesko is 3 and 4, Wahaha would be all over us. If it was backwards. If Sesko was 3 or 4, a 75% bang rate, and Sesko was 004 playing for Arsenal, we couldn't live that down. We couldn't. If we have the best squad in the league, then that must mean we're winning the league. Yeah, we must have the best squad, best starting 11, best squad, best depth, best. We must. And I'm glad that energy is out there, because I haven't once said that. I've had Liverpool and Man United fans come on and say we've had a better transfer window than most, and we've had a better squad than most. And I'm like, okay, you say it, not me. But I'm glad that energy is out there. Smash the likes and subscribe to the channel, people. Do not go against what my brother Cooper has told you to do. Please do so. It greatly helps the channel. Helps the algorithm find other football consumers. Big up to every single one of you. Where are we? Big up to Views on Sport, man. Big up to you, my bro. Got up a little late, so I ain't get to check out the intervention yet, but you know I will. Big up to you every single time. Make sure that we are subscribing to my bro Views. They're used to goating Zuby and Muscari after 2 games, so you should probably apologize to Madueke after 2 games. And this is thank you for this. Because even in yesterday's stream, there was a time where man was saying all this, but while saying the fan base is getting carried away. I don't think a lot of people on the damn internet are like self-aware. You know, when you were accusing people of doing something, they proceed to do the same thing. Because you can't tell a fan base that they don't get carried away, or Arsenal fans are not used to this, used to that, but then you go ahead and say shit like this. Because he didn't say this word for word, but it's you're paraphrasing, and it's pretty damn close. You know, I'm hearing now that Zubimendi goal was because Arteta improved him. Catch, you need to stop that. Zubimendi has never scored a header. He scored a header. Arteta has improved him. Catch, stop it. You know, you're catch too much prime. You know, we have to stop. We have to stop doing this. Because here's the thing: in last May of 2024, May of 2025, May of 2023, I don't think any of us on this side of the fence were saying, "Hey, come apologize to us because we didn't win shit." But we're supposed to apologize to Nana Madueke after 2 games. I don't know why we do this. How pessimistic and negative from you? Come on, unleash your top gooner. Unleash, man. Big up to Gary. G Money, what you saying to us? Hope you are well. Hope you are good, my bro. Big up to you every single time. Unleash. Unleash your AS. Big up to my bro, the Waffle Don. Hope you are good, my bro. No, that's the conversation between Doc and my man, Latvian Gooner. What should we expect, GF, from Madueke? Not just be happy we are winning games. I expect Madueke to do winger things, and he is doing winger things, which is get by your man and create chances for the striker. That is the fundamental of what a winger should do, right? Because we've gotten so far away from football, you know, with field tilt and expected chances and this and that, but the fundamentals of the game must be kept. And the basis of a winger is you get by your man and you create chances for the striker. Eze got by your man and you created a chance for the striker with one touch and it's in the net. So Eze got an assist and Nani didn't, even though Nani played better. Not to say that Nani played better means that Eze played shit. Eze was fantastic. I was saying to Ash yesterday, like, Eze, this is the first time that there is someone on the left-hand side of the Arsenal lineup that get us off the edge of our seat since Alexis Sanchez. And I stand by that. And let's not forget who Alexis was. You know, Alexis was there and thereabouts with Hazard as the best winger in the league, or the best attacking player in the league at his pump between 2015 and 2017-18. Well, it was cold. But do winger things. I don't care if Nani doesn't get any GA. But if he gets by his man and puts the ball where Gyökeres has a chance, I'm here for it. I'm here for it every single time. So, you know, Nani has done well. I have the clips, I have the receipts to say that I hope he does well. And I hope he makes Saka uncomfortable coming back into the team, because that means he would have banged 4 games into the season. Of course, we all want Madueke to kill at Arsenal, but we all know how our track record is with players from Chelsea. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They pretend like it's not coming from a valid place. And like I said, man scored 3 goals in 1 game in August and ended in May with 7 goals. And it's not like Chelsea lacked creativity. When they created Chelsea players at Chelsea, you ask Chelsea fans, Neto is one of the best wingers in the world, and I would rate Cole Palmer. I say they're one of the best DMs in the world, and he can break lines. So, you know, there is creativity there, and he didn't bang there. I hope he bangs. I hope we've saved him. Hooks can be all right, but when his dopamine starts to kick in, he is gone. And you know, if I changed the statement when I was saying it, it was that when the dopamine is when he's around other content creators when he's on a panel. Big up to AJ, bro. Big up to you every single time. And not going like 6 feet under, but 2,000 leagues under. Oh man. What we get? I look back at last season of how angry we were as a fan base. Yeah, we were angry because we went 6 years without a trophy, 5 years without a trophy, and 3 failed title charges, based on how poor Man City was, and we were told we were going to win that. Now, I asked the question, right? I asked this question before we get back into the lineup for today. After the Man United game, speaking of angry, I love this segue from the Waffle Down. After the Man United game, I know I was told, and I know Views and a couple of other guys were told on the Night Owl podcast with the Jordy Dread, like, we won 1-0. What are you mad about? You should be happy. We won 1-0, even though the warning signs were there, right? So to those people who said we should have been happy and not have been angry or be critical because we won the game, I ask you this question: should Manchester United fans have been happy that they beat Burnley 3-2 to a last-minute pen? They won the game. You got the 3 points, so you should just shut up and be like, okay, it's cool. All is well in the camp. You won the game. Or is it different than our 1-0 at Old Trafford? Oh, you won the game. Nothing was wrong. You got the 3 points. That's all that matters. Ignore the warning signs. Manchester United fans, waha, what are you telling me? Were you happy that you got the 3 points and ignored the warning signs against Burnley? Because the warning signs were there and they weren't addressed, and they showed themselves on Sunday when you got slapped up 3-0 to City. The warning signs were there. We ignored them, and then we went to Anfield and lost the game. Is there a difference there? Now, this idea that you can't be critical after a win is lunacy to me. That is the very definition of a cult following. Just shut up and follow the team. Like, what? That is crazy to me. How did we get here? Big up to the Waffle Don. Big up to G Wills. Madueke is doing what I expected. He has always been a 1v1 threat. It's in his end product where his problem lies. Facts. And big up to G Wills, because I still remember the comment that G Wills put in here from a couple days ago when he said, that team that Liverpool had out at Burnley, was that the team we were scared to attack at Anfield? That comment cuts me deep, because I was like, yeah, it's a loud statement to make. Because the previous week, speaking of Burnley, the same Liverpool fans were laughing at Man United. Oh, you needed a last-minute pen to beat Burnley. Fast forward 2 weeks, Liverpool needed a last-minute pen to beat Burnley. Football is a humbler, That's what it comes at you fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Big up to Dana. Boss lady, how are you? Tell us that you are well. If you're not, tell us what's wrong, and maybe we can help. I believe we have a genuine chance of winning the champs with this squad. Yeah, I mean, that's a perfectly logical, rational statement to make, right? We got to the semis last year. We have a striker now. We have more depth now. So, yeah, if it's by linear progression, even though football is not linear, we know this. Semis, quarters, semis, we should push on. We are one of the better teams in this competition. But then, it's the luck of the draw. Liverpool were really good last year, but they drew PSG in the second round, or in the round of 16, and, it could be tough. That's what happened. They went out on pens. We could draw PSG in the round of 16. We could draw Barcelona. I have Barcelona as a heavy favorite. I don't know what the odds are towards Barca, but I think Barca is going to do some damage this time. Big up to you. How long will your captain be out? I don't like how you phrase that, Cooper. Take the Y is silent. Is the Y silent? How long will our captain be out? The Y is. I'm gonna assume that the Y is silent. Big up the Static in the building. Big up the Jam Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that the Y is silent in the middle of this and say our captain. Yeah. How long will he be out? Long as he need to be. Yeah. He needs to go fully healed. Um, Fans of him, defenders of him are having a hard time admitting that we play better with him not on the pitch. And that's okay. That's okay. But the facts are the facts. The facts are we've scored 9 Premier League goals this season. We have scored 7 of those 9 with Odegaard not on the pitch. I'm not making up that. Those are the facts of the situation. Why is that? We're 1-0 up against Leeds. He goes off. We score 4 more goals. Yeah, he goes off against Forest. We score 3 more. So we scored 7 of our 9 goals with him not on the pitch. Coincidence? I don't know. Look how we would look today. And I don't expect him to play against City either. Because if he does play against City, then I have pause. Not gonna lie. But he needs to. We can't be the team that says, oh, we have great squad depth, we have the best squad, and then we're rushing players back. Especially a player that's out of form. Why are we rushing him back? We're rushing him back for 6 out of 10 performances. If we're rushing back Eze, I can hear it. If we're rushing back Gyökeres, oh, hey, we need the goals, bring him in. But we can't just be, we can't just be rushing Odegaard back just because he's captain and they like him and he's popular. Everyone voted for him to be captain. That means they like him. That doesn't mean you're a good captain. That means you're popular. And Cooper will appreciate this being a military man. There's a big difference between being respected and being liked. I'm not sure all those Man United players liked Roy Keane. I'm not sure that everyone in the squad liked Tony or Patrick. I'm not sure a whole lot of those Real Madrid players. I don't think Gareth Bale liked Sergio Ramos. You think he liked that guy? Sergio was a complete asshole. But when the game is over and you look back, your game is over and the career is over, you look back on the leadership. Leadership is difficult. And that's what a captain does. But when Arteta comes out and doubles and triples down that they overwhelmingly voted for him, it's because they liked him. They just like him. Big up the stack in the building, man. Hope you're well. 20 likes. They hit the target. That's 20. Well, honestly, we look bad as Liverpool, but the difference is our manager is a coward. And Wahaha is on to Amorim, Big up the Jam Boy, man. Every single time. Twice on Sunday. Big up to Yaga P in the building. There we go. Gabby is your captain. Okay. I mean, I hear that. Gabby holds the armband. Declan holds the armband. So this is what I'm saying. Now, this is what I'm on, Cooper. Opportunity rarely knocks twice. Opportunity can present itself in the form of an injury. Right? This is the blessing in disguise, but you have to look because the disguise is meant to fool you, right? That's the very definition of a disguise. So Arteta might have to look at this Odegaard reoccurring injury as an opportunity to let Big Gabby, I got him in the thumbnail for a reason. I think he scored more Champions League goals last campaign than Odegaard did. And he's our center back. The man has to keep the clean sheets and go score the goals. Commands the back line. And we've talked about how good Mascara's been. We've talked about how good Timber's been, rightly so. How good Saliba's been. And how good Calafiori's been this season. Yeah? We've all lamented how great those guys have been. But Gabby is the leader of that line. He commands that defense. Everyone has been so good, but because Timber's putting out 8 of 10 performances, and Mascara's putting out 8 of 10 performances, we overlook Gabby. Bro, Gabby's just doing Gabby things. When was the last time we see Gabby put in a less than 8 out of 10 performance? And he's coming back off an injury. That's our guy. So yeah, cool. Gabby is your captain. No arguments there, my brother. Not one single one. Big up to Yaga P again. Big up to you, bro. Dreading this team sheet for tonight's game. What stupid surprises are we in for? So, it's become a spectacle again. How? Like the Arsenal starting 11. You remember back when Ozil was in and out of the squad, when he was being forced out, when every lineup would come out, and we are like, "Where's Ozil? Where's Ozil?" The chat would be crying for Ozil. But I do believe this will be the lineup. I'm not sure about the Skelly one. I think he might play Calafiori, but Calafiori does have injury problems, and I wouldn't be against resting him for a game or two, or rest him for the weekend, because I know he's probably going to start him against Man City. So I could see Skelly starting. I think the Raya Mascara, Timber, Gabriel is a short shot. I don't think Ben White is going to start the Champions League game. But I think he does do the Moreno thing. I asked the question before. And if this lineup is true, right? If this lineup is true, it's just a testament. It's going to double down to my point when I made when I said Ethan will only play when Odegaard is injured. Yep. Odegaard came off at Anfield. I mean, no, Odegaard came off at the Emirates. Ethan goes on. Odegaard came off the Emirates again. Ethan goes on. Ethan goes to Anfield, doesn't start, doesn't even play. He brought on Max, tried to win a penalty. So, I'm not sure I like that. This lineup, you take out Moreno and you put Ethan in there, I think Gyökeres bangs today. But the Arsenal lineup has become a spectacle again, for real. But no one, I don't. Yeah, I'm not in for the surprise thing. But even with that lineup, I still think we have enough to do Athletic Bilbao. Like Bilbao is shit. Let's be honest, Bilbao is shit. This is the same Bilbao that Man United slapped up. 7-1 on aggregate in the Europa League on route to losing to Tottenham. Yeah, that Bilbao ain't great, man. And I think Nico Williams is injured as well. So we'll see. Yeah, man, hope everybody is well. Big up to Jason Guna TV. I said, respect you, follow you there, and then come back like them. Absolutely not. Yeah, bro. Respect. They like him. They like him. I'm sure he's a good guy. You see a campaign underway today. Let's go. I could work with Footmart Preview Squad. Yeah, I think that beats no Nkapie. Nah, I think Nkapie plays against Port Vale. All right. Port Vale is when Arsenal is gonna flex. Is gonna flex their squad depth, because against Port Vale, you're gonna see Ben White. Yeah, you're gonna see Ben White. You're gonna see Kepa. You're gonna see Mascara, and you're gonna see Nkapie. Yeah, and you're gonna see Skelly at left back. Then you're gonna see Norgard out of nowhere, like where he been. You're gonna see him. You're gonna see Ethan, and you probably see Moreno. You're gonna see Madueke still. Actually, you might see Max on the right wing, Martinelli on the left wing, and Trossard. Hell, you might even see Jesus. You might even see Jesus on the bench for Port Vale. No creativity in that midfield, but he sees Moreno as something other than what we see him. Remember our great friend Halftime Hooks has said Arteta has unlocked him. We play different in the CL. Yeah, in the CL, I think the 2023-2024 CL campaign, in the group phase, Gabriel Jesus was like one of the leading scorers. So Premier League games, Champions League games, chalk and cheese. Teams be wide open. Even Martinelli bangs in the Champions League. So he may get a run out today, but I do think we win this. I'm not worried. I will play Nkapie left back and run Nwaneri right mid. Okay, that's attacking. I can hear that. But hey, I don't think Nkapie makes his debut against in the Champions League. But I do think, the depth of the squad will be full display on When do we play Fourth Vale? Let me see here. It's coming up soon, isn't it? Fourth Vale, Wednesday, next Wednesday. So yeah. My only changes is the fullbacks. White and Calla got to keep the winning team going. Yeah, and so yesterday there was a big debate about rotation because Hooks was saying he would be okay with us dropping Gyökeres and playing Moreno, and I hate that. I hate that narrative. I hate that sentiment. Mikael Moreno is not a damn striker. We need to stop this. Like, brother Don, Waffle Down, we were on a watch along for that game against Leicester. It was damn near 80 something minutes on the clock, and he had no one else to throw up front. He was not a stroke of genius planned him to be none of that. Let's stop. He is a midfielder. He is an emergency striker because everyone was hurt. He's not even the alternate. The primary striker for Arsenal Football Club is Victor Gyökeres. The alternate is Kai Havertz. The contingency is Gabriel Jesus. The emergency, Moreno. It's the PACE plan that I so famously use all the time. PACE, primary, alternate, contingency, emergency. He is not a striker. Has good finishing. But, for example, did Frank Lampard start in the 9 whenever Drogba was injured? Frank Lampard scored all those goals for Chelsea from midfield. He's a box-crashing midfielder. This idea that he's going to lead the line for Arsenal and lead us to glory needs to stop. Frank Lampard never lined up at number 9 once, and he scored all them goals. So just because he's scoring goals for midfield don't mean you move him up top. What are we doing? If Skelly all of a sudden start cutting in and banging him in the top corner, are we going to just be like, oh, he's a striker now? I don't know where we're doing with that, man. Big up. Yeah, man. I hear this. I hear this shout. I wouldn't mind it, to be fair. I would actually keep, Fourth Vale. Fourth Vale is where a lot of these men will get there right now. And you flex the depth of the squad. Then I said, we've gotten used to Gabriel's very good performances. They've become standard now. Mascara is learning from the best. Yeah. Fourth Vale, you know. Yeah, man. Fourth Vale. You know. Big up, Jason. You got subbed. You got subbed, my brother. Big up to you. See this pussy over there. This guy named Cape has pausa. This guy's the love matter way. And you know, Cape, he's not gonna let you hit you. Big up to KP, man, every single time. Hope you are well, my bro. I saw you 3-0. I went 3-0 as well. But you know, I just I got pushback when I said I hope that Madueke makes Saka uncomfortable coming back in the squad. That means he would have banged. You know, backup right winger for Saka. Is that the narrative we were running? Because he started left wing against Leeds. Saka was at the right wing. He was at left wing. As a left winger, I don't like him. Don't like him as a left winger. You're backup for Saka. Cool. So yeah, we are getting to the finals. Hey, we get to the finals. I fancy us. I fancy us. Yeah, I do. In the final, where's it in? Hungary? He's in Budapest this year. I would have fancied us against whoever last year. I had my Expedia app open, ready to book my ticket to go to Munich. Part of it is because I really wanted to go back to Germany still. Not gonna lie. But you know, KP is the biggest fan of Nani. Every single time. Big him up. Make sure that you are stuff. The Cape has pausa as well, people. Do you think he'll ever do Martinelli on the left and Eze in the 10? I don't want to see Martinelli on the left unless we're winning. Unless the game is comfortably done. Because whoever we have on the left wing, if we start Trossard left wing or Eze left wing, and we take either one of them out the left wing and put Martinelli there, it's a downgrade. If you are the right back and you see Eze or Trossard leaving the pitch, and Martinelli comes on, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm good now. Whew, I can breathe. Fourth Vale, Cooper. If I don't see him at Fourth Vale, I'll be like, okay, now I'm worried. Because I told the Waffle Down when the Saliba injury broke, I'm not worried about Saliba. It's an ankle roll. It happens. I was actually more worried about this guy, his injury. Because his injury was listed as physical discomfort. The ambiguity around that type of term concerns me. You know? I'm doing well. Big up to Dana. Hope you are good. Ben White needs to play tonight. Really? I don't know, man. I don't know if Benny Blanco. I think Port Vale in a week's time fits him. Depending on how the weekend game goes. Say we're beating Man City comfortably. He comes in, he gets some minutes in, and he starts. He starts at Port Vale, and then he's at full fitness. When we go away at St. James's. Remind the game time is up. Yeah, brother. I'm staying home today, brother. I ain't even going to work. I got my computer here. I got my notepad. Yeah, see my notepad with the eagle rising thing, and then on the other side, that's what we do. So yeah, they know they're not seeing Chief today. The Arsenal are playing. They know where I'll be. We get back into the chat. Cooper said, I'm going 2-0 to the Arsenal because Moreno's in the 10. Yeah, I'm going 3-0, man. I'm going 3-0. None of that left wing is worse than Martinelli. Tell him, Cape, are you still in the chat? Or did you leave? This men are trying to rewrite the narrative now. They apologize to the 90 Madueke merchants. We know what it is. Like, football is played on a pitch and we watch it with our eyes. We don't watch it with a calculator. Ranks in the top 10% of touches in the opponent box and all this shit now. Right? Get out of here with all that. What we got? Big up to Kwaja. If you are good, 21 likes. Keep smashing those likes. I hear it. Kickoff. Kickoff is at 9:45 a.m. for me. So I'm here for it. Nah. He's bad over there, man. He's bad on the left. Absolute dross on the left. On the road, one sub at a time, Kwaja. Appreciate your support, man. I hear it. Yeah, it's the Liverpool midfield. That's what that midfield will be forever known as from now on. The Liverpool midfield. Moreno, Zubimendi, and Deckers. Are we ready to start accepting? Oh, shit. Are we ready to start accepting that Odegaard is better off the bench until he fixes up? He's better not being on the pitch. We scored 7 out of 9. What's the percentage on that, Cape? Since you missed the calculator. I know it's a pretty high percentage. But that's what it is. We play better without our captain. What other club can say that? Tony was right. But the stubbornness and the ego of certain players, of certain men, are going to make it difficult for us to drop that guy. Because I don't think Mikhail has the mental makeup to give Tony the satisfaction of being right. And when Tony says Odegaard is not your captain, Rice is your captain, the last thing you want to do as an egomaniac is to take it from Odegaard and give it to Rice. And that's exactly what Tony said. He doesn't want to do that. He does not want to do that. Sabi says 2-0 is my bet. Fair. I'm going 3-0. I hope we turn them over. So here's the thing. Arsenal Football Club, in a league phase game, an early Champions League game in Europe, usually turn teams over. It's usually later on in the tournament when we step on our laces. But this is when we cook teams. So I really see us turning these men over tonight. But I'm going with a conservative. Conservative, but it's 3-0. But a comfortable 3-0. Now, Hooks did say something yesterday that I agree with. If we score late, like late towards the first half, end of the first half, 3-0 comfortable. But if we score early, if it's one of them games where we score in the 8th minute, it's long. If we're 2-0 up before 25 minutes, it's gonna be long. Because what's gonna happen is them are gonna be taken off because we got Man City at the weekend. And then they're gonna bring on the Max Diamonds and the Ethans. And they hungry. They want to eat too. So if we go up early and we're in control of the game, which I expect us to be with this defense, then it's going to be a long day. Because if you remember match day 1 from last year, Bayern Munich was punching up Dynamo Zagreb like 8 goals. Hey, our turn to be goal difference FC. Start punching up, man. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Ben Odegaard and Sullivan January. Now, this will not happen. I know this won't happen. We won't sell Odegaard under this manager. He won't. Yeah, Odegaard is one of the players that he is not ruthless with. He's just not. Been calling to drop our captain for 2 years now. Facts, you have. I'm witness to that. I'm learning Arabic. I know what a notebook. All right. Okay. Hey, we go to the Waffle Don. You got to go to coaching. Okay. Pick him up. You might got a show tomorrow. Yes. So make sure that you are up to the Waffle Don so you can check out him and KP. I'll give credit to Madueke right now. Apologies will come at the end of this season and further down the line. He has to be consistent and prove his end product. See, that's the thing, Dana. I don't even think you have to apologize because your intent wasn't ill. There was no ill intent towards Madueke. Your concerns were valid, completely valid, and it wasn't slander. It was one. We're trying to play that Chelsea's outgrown, regardless of what you think of Chelsea. And it's crazy. And you people can let me know what you think about Chelsea because they sold us Madueke and bought Gittins, and he has looked like ass. Still only been 2-3 games that he's played, but he hasn't looked good. Any of the players that Chelsea bought don't really look like an upgrade on Madueke. Still, not gonna lie. Madueke wasn't Chelsea's biggest problem, and I don't think Madueke was Arsenal's answer. So that's where the disconnect was, right? If we had a bona fide left winger, we all wanted Rodrigo, right? Now imagine we had a Rodrigo, Gyökeres, and Eze in the 10, because we all know he's better than Odegaard. And then the depth on the right is Saka and Madueke. Then I would have been like, hey, tonight 6-0, 6, maybe even more. Yeah. Fourth veil is when we should be rolling out Odegaard. Odegaard left Ethan in the 10. That's what I'm here for. Yeah. The stepson, they live together. There's a connection there. There's a human connection between them two. Nah, it's not his son. Odegaard has blonde hair, don't he? Miguel has big black Lego head. I don't hope we continue to play Arteta's garbage football. Slow temper, hard to stay awake. But it's usually different in the Champions League. There's usually plenty of space there. This is one of the times we used to look forward to seeing Jesus cook. Because Jesus actually plays well in the Champions League when there's more space, especially against Spanish teams. It doesn't matter how shit the Spanish teams are. They play football. They don't do the 2 banks of 5 Burnley thing. They don't. They play football. Now for the chat, do we have any concerns about Ernesto Valverde? He is the manager. He is a very good manager, by the way. Ernesto Valverde was the guy who came in. I don't think he came right in after Luis Enrique. But after Luis Enrique won the Champions League for Barcelona, I think they had a rut for a year. And then Neto came in and he did win La Liga back to back. He did. He won the La Liga 2017, 2018, 2018, 2019. So he has back-to-back La Liga titles. And I think the 2017, 2018, they won the Copa del Rey. So he did a double. So he is a very good manager. Very tactical. And are we overlooking, his impact on the game? But they will play football, so there will be spaces there. And I'm very curious to see. I want to see the same aggressive Gyökeres we saw last year for Sporting playing against us. I want to see the same aggressive, where's the goal, Victor Gyökeres 3 days ago against Forest. That's what we want to see. Right? I want to see him cook. I want to see him do the job. I want to see him kill the game. I don't want to see him leave the pitch. But I don't want him rested and benched for Moreno in the name of we got Man City on Friday, on Sunday. Nope. I don't want to hear that shit. Because we play Tuesday, Sunday. That's plenty of rest. It's not like they flew to Singapore. Right? They flew, it's a 2-hour flight to Spain, max. From England to damn Bilbao. So I don't want to hear it. That man are not tired. Man City play on Thursday, don't they? They play on Thursday. So they doing a Europa thing. And they have to travel to London. So man don't need all this rest and all this other shit that they're talking about. We got two. See, this is it. Waffle down. Yeah, man. The waffle down just concisely in about 10 words explain what I was just waffling over. Odegaard ain't going nowhere. Yeah, bro. Man has bought property in London. Odegaard is the prodigal child. Yeah, he loves Odegaard. I'm sure he does. Like I said, I'm sure he's a nice guy. He's just, for what we need in the 10, or for what we need as a captain, there are better players in the squad at both. So we all know that you don't have to be the best player to be the captain. Xhaka was never, ever our best player in any capacity. But he was a leader, and he was the captain. Vieira was never our best player. Great player, he was our captain, was our leader. Odegaard is neither. He's not our best player, and he is not a great leader. What's this UCL Thursday stuff? Yeah, this is just the UCL spreading out the money. More eyes spread over a longer period of time. I think once it gets to they're only doing this in the league phase. Once it gets to the round of 16, everything resets. Back to the traditional, back to the home and away. The only difference is there's no draw, 16, quarterfinal. The brackets will be set after the teams qualify. You know exactly the route to Budapest. But I don't mind it, But I do like the look that we used to be able to joke and punch teams up. When we were in the Europa League for 6 years, man used to laugh at me and said the big dogs play on Tuesday and Wednesday. Woof, woof. And the tiny puppies, Arsenal, play on Europa League on Thursdays. But now, the big dogs are all in the Champions League. United aren't even in Europe. So it's one of them ones. But the lineup. Good with the front line. The Liverpool midfield is not my favorite, but this is not Liverpool. I even think this would have probably beaten Liverpool if Eze was in the damn squad in the lineup at Liverpool. But that front line, the Liverpool midfield, Skelly inverts and stepped into the midfield if he starts over Calafiori. I think that is enough to do Bilbao in. Thoughts? And I'm good with that. I am good with that. Those are my thoughts, people. Ooh, right under an hour before I wrap up. Yes. So time to go take the kids to school. People in the BBK Sports Chat, in the BBK community. Once again, thank you for your time. Love for the love, people. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.